Before I give Mr. Rudolph a chance to speak, I just wanted to give you guys a highlight on how we got here in the first place. Well, for me, I'll be presenting two heads today. If you saw the banner outside, there's four logos. There's one AR, African People Association. There is one Ohamba Consultants, and then so it took us 4 years to get here. Very emotional journey. We had to go back and forth, write letters, until we had to find now the partners. So the idea was there. Now it's okay. Let's get now people that think alike, people that are able to. If we go to them, are able to stand in public together and all those that say no. I'll give you the money, but I will be in the background. Because for the past 4 years, he's been like that. So, no, George, what do you want to do? Okay, I'll go somewhere. Okay, fine, I'll fly, I'll give you the money, but I'll be in the background. Don't mention my name. But I'm saying, but I've been risking my life for the past 4 years. People want to talk about WhatsApp, people want to in the background, but what about myself? What about my family? So we said that no, we need partners that are able to that believe in our agenda as young people, meaning that now the restoration of dignity of young people, giving young people a chance, giving young people a chance, a platform for young people to engage on matters that concern them and actively participate with their impactful change. So that's how we got here with Insight and Ohamba. Ohamba is now my other head, as a professional. Because also as a professional, I'm also giving my professional skills. And then AR is now because we have been doing this for the past 4 years, and it's through AR that this idea was birthed. So colleague, that's why we are here today. Today we did a random selection of almost 30 participants. I hope they are all here. I've called you all, most of you at least, and I've sent emails. Are the participants here for this year?
Yes.
Can we just have a direction, just a hand quickly? Or should we stand? Maybe stand. Let's stand. Yeah. So we can see the. Let's give a round of applause to this brave young men and women. But it's mostly young women. It's mostly women. And we hope to, and it's my hope and my dream that we're able to take this further to the next region, because the idea is for us to start in Windhoek, where the capital is, or let's say where everything, Tinsabes, Omaruru, Akarara will come to you and call for applications. So that's how we are here, and that's how we got here. So with that, colleagues, I would like to call upon Mr. Rudolph from the resident representative of the Verenigde Stiftung to make a few remarks.
I was asked by my colleague Sylvie that I should go today, this morning, to this event. Then she informed me, what is this event all about? Now you have to know that I arrived in this country 27 days or so ago. So I have no profound knowledge on Namibia. I have no profound knowledge of what the foundation is doing. I had no knowledge that we are partnering in this. So I was asking, what is AR? And she said, affirmative repositioning. Oh, I said, okay, I know AA. AA is the foreign ministry in Germany. And in Africa, AA is affirmative action. Okay, so why are they not called AA but AR? So obviously, I got no clear answer. So my guess is they were not happy with AA because AA did not proper work. So they are looking again into the issue, and they are calling them now AR. So something beyond AA. Just a guess. Then I was told, what's the topic of the meeting? The youth in the 21st century in Namibia. I said, but look at me. I'm an octogenarian from Germany. So, what should I talk about the youth in Namibia? I have no profound knowledge on Namibia, and I have no profound knowledge on the problems of the youth. So then you said, okay, you are the resident director of the foundation, it's your duty, give them an inspirational talk. So I was thinking about this morning, I said, what kind of inspiration can I give to you? My first inspiration is, I'm a sociologist. What is the place of the youth in society? Be patient. Wait. Get older. And then it's your natural designation in your life to move upward in society and to arrive at higher positions in power and in better income groups. So be patient. No? Okay. Okay. In Germany, about a decade ago or so, we had a discussion. The discussion was the old, people like me, we are exploiting the youth. Now think about the demographic profile, not about Namibia, but of Germany. In Germany, the young people, they give up on having babies. Since about 25 years, our reproduction rate is seriously below 2.2. 2.2, those of you who are not good in statistics, I tell you, 2.2 children of one woman is needed to keep the population in a society stable. 2.2. In Namibia, you have 2.8. You're growing.
Or higher.
In Germany, or higher, I don't know. In Germany, we were down to 1.2.
Shoot.
This meaning, in 40, 50 years, we lose about 30% of our population. What's the consequence? Usually, a society is built like a pyramid. The bottom is the younger ones, on the peak, it goes slimmer, and these are the older ones. Now, the German demographic profile is changing. We're having more and more old people like me, and the youngs become a rarity. Sometimes you have to go to the zoo to see young people. Where I'm living in Germany, all my neighbors are my age group. Even in the fitness club, the majority are in my age group. So what are they saying? So first, the youngs don't produce babies anymore, which means the society is changing towards having more older people. Secondly, these bloody old people, they don't die away. 30 years ago, the average population in an old age house was 60 years old. Today, it's 80 years old. Meaning, in 30 years in Germany, we have won 20 years more life. Now, with 65, we are pensioners. Okay, so 20 years ago, a small group lived 3, 4, 5 years in the pension age, and then they died away. Now we all survive 20 years in pension age, and we want to have the money Yeah? And the youngs have to pay. This is the story in Germany. So now these bloody old people who do not die away, they force the young people who become less and less to pay more and more of the salary to maintain the old. So the old are exploiting the young. That was the discussion in Germany 10 years ago. The discussion economically is very stupid, but I don't want to go into it. It's very, very stupid, but a majority of the Germans were believing it. I still are believing it, because they do not understand how economics work. So, Namibia is completely different.
Yes.
You have 50% of the population under, I don't know, 25 years, maybe even under 20 years, and many of them unemployed. So, Namibia is therefore a society where we see, from a sociological point of view, those in good income terms, those in power positions, usually older. Let's make it simple. The old man.
Yes.
Hardly the woman, it's the old man.
Yes.
So that's Namibia. Okay. I'm not sure if this is Namibia, but let's assume this is Namibia. My last job I had was in Benin. I hope you know where is Benin. You know?
Yes.
Many know where is France and Germany, but they do not know where is Togo and Benin. Yeah? I know Africa better than Europe. So Benin is in West Africa, is the neighboring country to Nigeria. And there we have, since 10 years or so, what we call Young Leadership Training Program, which is run by the FES, is highly searched for, and we get really hundreds of applications, and people are proud to be part of that program. Okay, I didn't win the program, I went there and had an inspirational talk like here. I said, okay, why are we doing this? Okay, we call this leadership, young leadership program. So my question was, would Benin be different, I asked the group, if those in power were not old men or rarely women, but young people like you who have come here for the training to become leaders. So, majority view was, yes, it would be better. So, we young should not wait anymore. Go into better positioning now, repositioning society. I said, why? The answer was, we have a better educated. Our generation is better educated than those who are in power, those who are better off. So education in our society is not a merit, it's a disincentive. Age is the merit. Then my question was, but you talk of education, what you say is certified knowledge. But there is another art of education, something which we link to what we call sometimes wisdom, coming from life experience. So life experience qualifies those who have more experience. And automatically you need time, you have to be older. So it cannot be certified knowledge again. You need life experience as well in order to get merits in society. Okay, they were eating this argument and they were shifting the argument. Said, but let's look at our leaders. What can we say about our leaders, apart from age? traditional behavior, egocentric behavior,
Yes.
tribalists,
Yes.
corruption.
Yes.
Wonderful. I have it. I see I'm not in Benin and now in Namibia. Okay. So, we are now moving to the moral argument. And then, in this connection, they mentioned as well the interest of the nation. These leaders do not have the interest of the nation in mind. My colleague Sylvie is supporting this view. That sometimes is what we call patriots. Patriots are those who do not have their personal interest in mind, but the interest of the nation. Good. I shifted the discussion. I said, okay, so what about Germany? Are our leaders patriots? And let's now make a distinction between a political leader and an economic leader. Is the owner of BMW, I know you all like these cars, as you, I'm a bicycle rider, by the way. She's a lady, by the way. Is she a patriot? Those of you who have done a little bit economics, they may have heard of Adam Smith.
Yes.
More or less, you can say, the founder of political economy, talking of the years 1820, 1830, etc. What was he saying? He was saying, the future is market economy. And what is a market economy? A market economy is a system where everybody should be egoistic to the maximum, following only selfish interests. This is what we call creating a fully competitive system. And that system will work in a way that at the end we get national welfare. So, at least we can say, then maybe in the economic fields we do not need patriotism, we need egoism in order to advance, according to Adam Smith. Maybe in the political field we need something like patriotism to not further separate us, but to bring us together again. So, all inspirational ideas, I do not conclude. One last point. Okay, I've heard some of you supporting the view. We have the old man rule in Namibia or in Benin. When I go out, I see a lot of old men. They don't rule. They're poor. Very poor. So, it's not the old man who rule. It's some old man who rule. In Germany, our big ruler is a woman. Chancellor Merkel. Who is poverty group number 1 in Germany? Woman. Woman not married, having a child. That's the poverty group. Educating alone a child is the stigma in Germany for being poor. Despite having a chancellor, a lady chancellor. So, my inspirational provocation to you, if I would be God and could hand over power to you, would that mean that for all the young people of Namibia, life would be better? Or would it be better for you? So, many are playing the card of national interest, as long and they are not near the good things. But then, immediately when they can harvest, they forget about everything. So the important thing is never who should be in power. Old men, young men, middle-aged women, nothing of this is important. What is important? What kind of policy are being putting in place? And that is the criteria. On that note, I thank you all and I wish you fruitful deliberations. It's a pleasure to be here.
In Germany, it's the other way around. So it means that as young people, we need to harness that dividend. We need to make sure that we need to make sure that young people are actively participating, and not passively participating, actively. Because for as long as we remain passive citizens, we'll be defeating the purpose and also be defeating the advantage that we have over other countries or other regions. Because in the next 50 years, the youngest population will be in Africa. And it means that will be the most active continent, or people that are able to be more active than any other continent. So by the time we get there, we should be able to have all skills Ghana. We need to be doctors, career journalists. We need to be wherever it is. We need to make sure that we are actively participating in those sectors. Before we go to our keynote speaker, I would like to call upon Mr. Dimbulu Kenny, because sometimes he also has issues with his name. Because last time we were at the police at court. So when the court wrote his name, it was written Dimbulu Kenny. I said, no, colleagues, I'm not entering this court today. So, no, why? No, but I said, why are you entering the court? Chief, no, it's not my name there. I'm Dimbulu Kenny, not Dimbulu Kenny. He said, so, oh, boss, please, let us enter court. Then he said, no, unless he changed my name, then we will see the court of the day, see the day. Well, Dimbulu Kenny will give us a few remarks on as a partner from affirmative repositioning.
Participants, invited guests, it is not a culture of ours to recognize people at the high table, but we want to maybe perhaps begin with why we are here. Why the Namibian Patriots, and specifically why this program for young people. There are many other programs, isn't it, that are happening in the name of capacity building, in the name of youth empowerment, many others. But you chose to be here, and you read a bit about what the program is going to be all about. But I think it's key that we highlight the key essence of why this program, and why is it important, why did we choose to partner up with others to ensure that at least we give our contribution towards nation building. Now, I want to begin with a core objective. Now, it's an open secret that Africa, and that young people in particular in Africa, make up 60% of the population, isn't it? Now, already in our country, that's the same statistics. But what happens to those young people? Now, the previous speaker was talking about leadership and who's in leadership and all that. And what we need to take away, and the key thing that we need to take away is this terminology of harnessing demographic dividends. How do we capture the best resources that any country has to transform and move forward? So the essence of this program is really just to get out the best in you. What is it that we can harness? What is it that we can use from you to build the country? Of course, all of you come from different and various backgrounds, which makes it beautiful. To ensure that at the end of the day, in your respective corner, in your respective field, are you able then to be able to transform the sector that you are in? Are you then able to transform the knowledge that you have into something tangible? So the political leadership speaks about Agenda 2063. In 2015, we were in Banjul, and we witnessed, as we were celebrating 10 years anniversary to the African Youth Charter. I hope we are going to incorporate it in the curriculum. But this African Youth Charter speaks to harnessing of demographic dividends to ensure that Africa transforms going forward. It was unfortunate that many African countries have not ratified, they've not agreed. Perhaps at AU they've principally agreed, but they've not put it down to say, as a country, this is what we want to do in achieving Agenda 2063. But also young people, through National Youth Council, had an opportunity to say, in this African Youth Charter, this is our strategies into harnessing demographic dividends, in ensuring that we don't shift blame to say, no, those that are in political leadership, of course, they must create a conducive environment for us to work within. But what is our role as those that are affected to ensure that we make life easier and better for all of us? In harnessing demographic dividends, in ensuring that we achieve a prosperous Namibia, there are key steps that we need to do. And we can never shy away from capacity building. We must be able to train young people to be able to be capacitated both in knowledge and both in skill, to ensure that you are able then to represent yourself on your own. There's that beautiful notion that any other young person who's active and can speak a lot like me will stand up and say, I'm the voice of the voiceless. Isn't it? You hear that a lot. But when are we going to give that voice to the voiceless? So we shouldn't, and the main focus is that we shouldn't only be seeing 5 prominent young Namibians every day on TV, every day in the newspaper, every day on the radio station. We must have a variety of young people that are speaking about tangible issues, that are speaking about real issues that affect them, but they speak with confidence. So we must be able then to say that at the end of this program, each and every one of you must be able to go out and become that voice that was being represented. You know, when somebody says I'm a voice of the voiceless, they can also misrepresent you. So when do we have an opportunity to say, no, hey, what you are saying now is out of order? Because we must be able to train young people to say, even if I give wrong statistics, or I give a wrong definition of anything that I'm speaking, you must have the courage to stand and say, of course, you speak eloquently of what you are saying, but it is wrong. It must be corrected in this manner. So, what we want to establish at the core is to create a variety of youth partnerships. You know, you can't speak enough about youth partnerships. And that's something that we lack in the country as a whole. Have you ever seen young people in business working together? Cassivai. Okay? Some are saying it's a monopoly. So young people come together, and young people came together to create a platform for other young people to come together. You see that, eh? You see how Cassivai is transformed, apart from the activities between 6 and 12. But you see that we begin to see, and this is what is happening. About 2-3 years ago, how many festivals did we have in a year, apart from the Namas? And forget about Okwediva Trade Fair and all other things. You see? But now you see a pop-up festival. You see the villager, or what is that thing that used to happen? The marketplace, yes. You get the marketplace. Now you're having Aquafest. You're having the Windhoek Cultural Show.
Food festival in Swakop.
Yes, the food festival in Swakop. So you begin to see that young people.
Land festival.
The land festival. Yes, it's coming. So, but you begin to see that young people are moving towards a particular agenda. You begin to see that young people are driven towards a particular agenda. You have charity cups nowadays that are happening every day. So we must bless and we must thank the economy, because it has taught us to be innovative. Because when everything else was fine, no one else wanted to talk to any other person. But we need each other now, isn't it? So what we are trying to say is that we must begin to drive young people from different sectors to be able to work together for a common goal. Now, there is a whole lot of you who are studying, and there's a whole lot of you that have finished studying. Now, we're looking at statistics now with the World Bank. And we're saying that, did you know that I think there are about less than 2 Namibians who work at the World Bank? You go to the IMF, how many Namibians do you think work? Let's go to the UN, let's go to AU. How many Namibians do you think work there? Our brothers from Okakarara, once they go to Canada, do they return? Why is that? And many other young people, once they have an opportunity to leave the country, they go and study, they look for immediate employment there, isn't it? And some of them go forever. We miss our family members that are out there. But the bottom of what we want to get to is that, of course, we must be able to go out to the world and get opportunities. But what we want to get at the end of the training is that, can we be loyal, not to a political party, not to a movement, but to this beautiful thing called Namibia. About 4 years ago, when we started with the activism, this has been our core goal. And we're saying that the reason why shareholders in each company take their investment very serious is because they want to see the fruits at the end of the financial year. Can you imagine being a shareholder and you don't earn dividends, and you put in so much money, and you have a managing director that is just messing up? What do you think happens? You just remove him, isn't it? So all of us have this one beautiful thing called Namibia. And each citizen, by your status of citizenry, not by association, you qualify for a 1%. Then, each one of us has a 1% share in Namibia. What is it that we are doing with that 1%? So after every 5th year, unless in circumstances such as on Dangwa, in Doshakati, we all go out and vote, isn't it? To give a particular individual, in particular individuals, a responsibility to look after our 1%. But what is it that we get out of that 1%? Must be the core of your question. As you go through this program, at the core of your mind must be, what do I get and what do I do with my 1%? If you are comfortable with your returns, whether you get 5% interest every 5 years or every year, good for you. If you don't, then the question comes down to you. Can you be loyal to your 1%? Is there anything to be loyal about with your 1%, and what is it that you can do differently? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nayola. We're going to cover topics such as youth advocacy, youth participation, additional symbols. I'll come to that one now. Additional symbols, governance and the accountability structure of our country, the Electoral Act, the Namibian Constitution, and mobilization. Now, all these topics are intertwined because they all are linked to one another. You can't separate the other from the other. What we mean by national symbols is that most of us sing our national anthem. Now you stand there, some of us stand attention, some of us are like this, some of us are like this. It doesn't matter how you stand, but it's how you sing it and how you embrace it. Because for some of us, we just sing it for the sake of singing it to get it over and done with. Okay, poor finish, we go sit down. But I don't really embrace and saying what are those words that we're saying, what do those words mean? What does the blue, red, green, white, yellow of our national colors mean? Because yes, we are told green is for the vegetation, but when they're drought, so why is not a bit yellow? But we need to understand that we need to understand who Namibia is first and foremost, before we come and say that I'm Donga, I'm Panyama, I'm Bambu, I'm Helero. So that's why we want to be sure that each and every Namibian understands what it means to be Namibian. And all these topics will achieve that. Because with youth advocacy, we are able to understand, okay, fine, as a young Namibian, first and foremost, I need to be able to advocate for young people. How do I do that? What are the platforms? How do I participate in those forums? How do I make an full lasting impact? And also, for example, as a Namibian, do I understand our governance structure? Because for example, people will say that no, that person could. I'll give an example, random example. Is that the president once gave a directive to the city of Windhoek to do something. Also, yes, it's about time. But then if you go back and say and look at our governance structure as a country, are we able to do that? And when the AR went to go submit a land bill, a land bill to Parliament, people say that, but these boys, is it even possible? Is it even allowed to do that? It's because we don't understand what our structures look like, and how we as young people can make use of those structures and those governing structures available to us to our own benefit. For example, any person can stand up today and write to the Speaker of Parliament and say, guys, look, we want a bill on same-sex rights, for example, or want a bill on for us to have free cars in Namibia, because the Constitution allows us to do it, but it's difficult because we don't understand it. So that's why we with our partners as AR, Ohamba Consultancy, Inside Media, and FES came together and said, look, it's about time we empower the masses. It's about time we turn passive citizens into active citizens. And when you become an active citizen, you become a patriot. And in that nutshell, colleagues, I think it's time we can now go home and call it a day, isn't it? Huh? Now we are done, colleagues. It's some of you are even banking. Can you go to our offices?